Hi students, welcome to our first lesson on verb forms. We're going to be talking about gerunds as subjects and objects. Let's begin. So our topic today is voting, and I want you to notice if you see gerunds in any of these sentences. For example, voting is an important responsibility. A candidate might say, let's discuss improving our schools. I will keep fighting for a new hospital. Notice the use of gerunds as a subject at the beginning of a sentence. Voting is an important responsibility. And also as an object. Let's discuss improving our schools. Or I will keep fighting for a new hospital. Notice that in English, we use gerunds or ing words after certain verbs. For example, discuss, discuss improving, or keep, keep fighting. Here are some more examples. Choosing a candidate takes time. Here's a candidate who says, I enjoy working for the people. Do you resent paying higher taxes? Notice in these sentences where there are gerunds. Take a moment right now in the video to write down or check all of the verbs, all of the words that are gerunds. Notice that in these sentences, we have a gerund as a subject in choosing, and also a gerund as an object after enjoy and resent. I enjoy working. Do you resent paying? Now, let's go ahead and take a look and see how we form or make gerunds. A gerund is basically the base form of a verb plus ing. Notice, in order to make a gerund out of work, all we need to do is add ing. The verb plus ing. When we create a gerund, we are basically making a noun. Take a look here. Pay is the base form verb. We add ing. It now becomes paying, a gerund. Improve is the base form verb plus ing is used to create a gerund or a noun. Notice that in adding ing, you may need to change the spelling of some words. So now these words can act as nouns in a sentence. Let's take a look at gerunds as subjects. A gerund can be the subject of a sentence. For example, voting. Voting is an important responsibility. Voting is the subject of the sentence. Choosing. Choosing a candidate takes time. Choosing is now a subject. Notice also that when gerunds are used as a subject of the sentence, it is always singular. Notice the verb in the sentences. Voting is. Choosing a candidate takes time. Again, when gerunds are subjects of a sentence, they use singular verbs. Now, take a moment to complete the following sentences with gerunds. Use your own ideas and share these in the video. When you have finished entering in your ideas, take a look at what some of your classmates have done. For example, windsurfing is very exciting. Now let's take a look at gerunds as objects. A gerund can be the object of certain verbs. For example, discuss. In English, we follow discuss often with a gerund. For example, let's discuss the verb improving our schools. Improving is a gerund. It acts as the object of the verb discuss. In English, we would never say, let's discuss to improve, or let's discuss improve. We would always use a gerund after the verb discuss. Let's take a look at another example. Let's look at the verb enjoy. I enjoy the verb working for the people. Notice how working is a gerund and it is the object of the verb enjoy. In English, we would never say I enjoy to work or I enjoy work for the people. We would say I enjoy working for the people. Now, let's do a little bit of practice. I want you to complete the following dialogues with gerund phrases. So, for example, in number 1, it says, why do Kumiko and Hiro go hiking so often? B says, they both enjoy watching birds. You could also say, they both enjoy getting exercise. There are a variety of ways to finish these sentences. But one thing you should notice is use of gerunds after verbs such as enjoy, don't mind, finish, or miss. Go ahead and complete these ideas with your own ideas using gerunds. Now, gerunds are often used after the word go. So, for example, a gerund is often used after the verb go to describe activities. Our family goes bowling on Saturday. Bowling here is an activity and it is also a gerund followed after the word go. Notice here, Ali went jogging. Notice that jogging is a gerund after the use of a form of go. Ali went jogging with his dog to describe the activity. Now, go ahead and ask yourself how often you do the following activities. How often do you go dancing? You might respond, I go dancing every night. Or maybe, I don't go dancing very often. Now, take a look at these two activities here and respond to the question, how often do you go shopping? How often do you go camping? Respond within the video here. Finally, another use of gerunds is after prepositions. Many common expressions are made up of a verb or an adjective followed by a preposition. For example, my uncle advised against voting for Mr. X. Advised against is a common expression in English. Notice that against is a preposition. In English, after prepositions, we always use gerunds. My uncle advised against voting. Now, take a look at another example. She is afraid of electing the wrong person. Afraid of is an adjective plus preposition expression in English. Notice again that after a preposition, a gerund is used. Here are some more common expressions with to as a preposition. Notice that to is a preposition in these expressions, not part of an infinitive form. For this reason, it can be followed by a gerund. For example, be accustomed to. I am accustomed to studying. Notice here that to is a preposition, and so it will be followed by a gerund. I am opposed to taking the test. I am used to working many hours. I admit to, or I admitted to eating the ice cream. I look forward to traveling. Notice that in all of these examples, to is used as a preposition and must be followed by a gerund verb form. I object to smoking in public. Here are more common expressions followed by gerunds. We will be practicing these more in this video and in further activities in this module. One thing to be careful about is confusing gerunds with the present progressive verb form. Notice these two different sentences. We are voting in the next election. Voting is an important responsibility. In the first example, we are voting, this is an example of present progressive tense. Whereas in the second example, voting here is a gerund. It's the subject of the sentence.